Hey friends, welcome to Breathe with Georgie. I'm Georgie and today I'm going to take you through part 2 of the Breathe Less to Do More series. So if you watched part 1, you'll remember that there are 3 key elements to breathing and that one cannot exist without the other. So we have biochemistry, biomechanical and cadence. Now, part 1 was all about the biochemical aspect of breathing, making that breathing a little lighter, a little softer, and a little quieter to increase that oxygen uptake. So today I'm going to be taking you through the biomechanical aspect of breathing. And all I mean by that is to send the breath a little deeper to activate the diaphragm. That way we can slow down our breathing, calm our minds, and provide a little support for our posture. So if our posture is bright and open, we come across very confident and we feel really, really good too. So it's something that's really worth focusing on. This video is amazing for anyone if they find themselves quite sedentary throughout the day. Perhaps you have a job where you're sat at a desk for long periods of time, or for anyone that gets a lot of neck or lower back tension. So find a nice quiet space and let's get breathing. Okay guys, so find yourself in a nice comfortable position. Now remember, you don't need to be sat cross-legged on the floor like me. You can be sat on a chair or you could be led down. Just make sure whatever is underneath you isn't too squishy and that you feel fully supported in your breathing practice. Now before we start, I think it's really important to remember that this series is called Breathe Less to Do More, because a deep breath is very often confused with a big breath. But if you actually Google the word deep, it just means how far from the top. In terms of breathing, that simply means activating the diaphragm and sending the air a little deeper. There is nothing in there about taking huge, big breaths, which is actually not so great for calming us down. So you can gain the most benefit from this breathing practice by breathing in and out through your nose. So gently bring your lips together. Place the tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth and just start to gently bring your awareness to your breathing. Start to imagine a string lifting you up from the top of your head, creating a little more energy in your spine. Be careful that you're not forcing your spine upwards, that you're just feeling a gentle lift from the top of the head. Balancing the crown of your head over the center of your pelvis. Notice, are you leaning forward slightly? Are you leaning back? Are you over to one side maybe? Just notice and just gently bring yourself back to that central position. And if you feel comfortable, gently close your eyes and just allow all of your awareness to come onto your breathing. Become really curious about how air is entering and leaving your body in this moment. Just notice. Notice what you notice without any judgment, without any need to control. Just be curious. How is air entering and leaving your body in this present moment? And allow a sense of relaxation to come over your body. Start to become aware of any points of tension in your body. Notice where you are holding tension. And breathe into that tension on the inhale. And give it permission to fully release on the exhale. completely surrendering. Can you surrender a little more on your next exhale as you allow any of those points of tension to melt away? Breathe out that tension, release. Remembering that releasing tension does not mean that we start to sink in our spine. If you have found yourself starting to sink, just allow yourself to come back up, imagining that string lengthening you through your spine, pulling you up out the top of your head. And start to become aware of the ground underneath you. Feel fully held and supported by that ground underneath you. Feel the contact you're making with the ground. And breathe into the ground that is supporting you. Breathe into it. Good, and I'd like you to bring your awareness onto your lower ribs. Start to feel an expansion in the lower ribs as you inhale. And feel them come back to place as you exhale. You can place 2 hands on the lower ribs and breathe into your hands if you like. Feeling a lateral sideways expansion of the lower ribs as you inhale. And feeling them come back to place as you exhale. And again, expanding, creating space, sending the breath deep as you inhale. And releasing and relaxing on the exhale. Be careful not to push the ribs outwards here, just let them swing out naturally. And just focus on their expansion on the inhale. And bring a little more relaxation with every single exhale. As those ribs come outwards, your diaphragm is moving downwards. We're creating a sense of expansion, of space. Really allowing that energy to travel down into our bodies before we release and bring relaxation to the body. Keep breathing into those lower ribs. And just notice any sensations in your body. What sensations can you feel in your body from sending your breath a little deeper? What can you notice about your breathing? Keep all of your attention on your breathing, on making that space, on expanding those lower ribs. Perhaps you also feel some expansion in your front and your back, in your pelvis even. Just notice. Allow yourself to relax into that expansion, into that sense of space. Feeling fully supported by the ground underneath you and by your own body. Our body carries us through every single day. And when we engage in functional breathing, we support that movement by creating something called intra-abdominal pressure, bringing about that spinal stabilization, that postural control, to keep us lifted, to keep us supported, to allow us to experience life through a strong and stable body. Now, if any thoughts start to enter your mind, don't worry. Just allow your attention to gently come back onto the breath and onto feeling that expansion of the lower ribs. Feel that expansion and that release, and become curious about the rhythm of your breathing. The waves that your breathing is creating. That expansion and that release. Can you listen to the rhythm that your breathing is creating? And relax into that natural rhythm. Notice if you can hear yourself breathing. Notice if you've been tempted to take a big breath, and just allow yourself to take light, gentle breaths. And notice how you can still find that lateral expansion, that space in the body, without needing to take a giant breath. Knowing that breathing is completely effortless. That there's no need to try or to push with a big breath. That we are able to take soft, gentle, slow breaths and still feel an expansion in our body. We can still feel that inner fire building without the need to try. Bring that effortless sense of relaxation to your body as you feel those ribs expanding on the inhale. And relax and surrender a little more with every exhale, bringing this feeling of effortless ease to your body. Knowing that calming the mind, that coming back to the present moment takes no effort. By putting our awareness onto the breath and making our breathing effortless, we are in flow, without any need to push, without any need to try. We simply are present. Keep breathing. Keep relaxing that body. Taking light, slow, gentle breaths into those lower ribs. Amazing. If you have your hands on your lower ribs, gently bring them down just to rest in your lap. Keep that body feeling open and expansive. And let's gently start to bring our awareness back to our physical body, wiggling fingers and toes. Keep your eyes closed for now. Just start to move the body in any way you feel you need to. Move and wiggle into any of those little nooks and crannies, those points of tension that you just might need to give a little love to, a little support to stretch into. Good. Gently bow your head. Feeling a release in the back of the neck, keeping that energy lifting through the spine. And ever so gently start to blink the eyes open. And come back into your space. Noticing any sensations in your body that perhaps weren't there at the beginning of this practice. Noticing how you feel compared to the start of this practice. How does your body feel? Where is your mind? Just notice. Don't try to control anything. And especially notice your posture, your presence, your body language in this moment. What story are you telling with your body in this moment? Hopefully, it is a story of expansiveness, of presence, and of openness. Being open, welcoming every experience. Thank you so much for joining me for the second part of the Breathe Less to Do More series. I hope you go into the rest of your day feeling a little brighter and with a little more energy in your spine. If you're enjoying these breathing journeys, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep building that breathing community. The more people talking about breathing, the better. Can't wait to see you in part 3. See you next time.